What's good, YouTube? This is Rage Real. So in today's video I want to show you guys is Team and Scheme Series Part 7. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So first and foremost, man, I want to thank you guys so much who are here checking out my videos. I truly appreciate you guys. Now, what I do want to say is that this Team and Scheme series, these are my setups. So the way it works is a lot of these formations are meta / off meta formations, but most of them are going to be meta until we start getting to the off meta teams and stuff like that. So long story short, every single formation that you see me put this little scheme on, basically I've already put out a video on it before. So just like, for example, I've already put out a spread double flex, so I probably will link that if I already haven't. I will actually put up, where I show part 1, and then I believe I did a part 2 on this as well. So make sure you check my offensive playlist. So to keep you up to date, so what I'm going to do here is actually go to the packages, and we want to actually go to strong slot. So what that's going to allow us to do is actually, spread double flex, we're in spread Y flex. So we're in spread Y flex, and we're using the Ravens. Now, why I'm using the Ravens is because they have 4 great receivers, and also Lamar Jackson is really overrated with this, overpowered, I would say. So we're really overpowered with this spread Y flex scheme. Now, what I do want to say is that you want to make sure that you do have an escape artist quarterback, and like I said, 4 great receivers. And also you want to go to strong slots, and you actually want to sub in a receiver right here, and then you want to sub in another receiver right here. So that's going to put him there. And if you want Marquise Brown somewhere else, you can sub him anywhere else, so you can either sub him here or here. But you do not want to touch his tight end spot. If you touch his tight end spot, you will not be able to have 4 receivers in the game. So like I said, I put Rashad Bateman here, and what that's normally going to do is put Marquise Brown right here. That's the way it should work. You can tell he's already right there. And a lot of times you can actually reset it, and notice how now it shows us having 4 receivers in there. So just want to make sure I spend time to do that. Now let me make sure the running back situation is cool, because okay, J.K. Dobbins. Now the only play I'm actually going to talk about is going to be Ravens watch shallow, but I do want to show you what plays I love out of this. So I love not the read counter bash. So I actually trying to figure out how to run that. So I actually want to put that in there just to take a look at it real quick. But I love the Ravens wide shallow. I love PA deep outs. Read options good, of course. Curl flat, you can actually have a nice little angle route that beats man. Smash, halfback check, you can create crossing routes out of any one of those motioned over slot receivers, excuse me. Deep attack is really great too because of that running back route and the post. And circle, of course, is going to be a breadwinner. And then also I can't talk. Wide sale is also a great play. So a lot of great plays in here. It's actually one of the best spreads in Madden, in my opinion. So like I said, we're going to come out in Ravens wide shallow. Now for defense, it doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to go over here to dollar really fast. I'm going to leave those overrated linemen in there and just hope we have some time. And the reason I'm doing that just to show you kind of some of the runs a little bit. And then we are going to be hopping right into gameplay. So I'll make sure this video isn't too long. I only plan on being in practice mode a couple seconds. I don't want to be too long. Like, I'm not going to show you all the coverage and everything like that. So let's just come out in, we'll come out in, I don't know. We'll come out 2-3-6 Sam if they have normal cover 3. So they have cover 3 lock, so I don't want cover 3 lock. So what we're gonna do is come out in just big nickel. That should be fine. So let's put in black right here, and then let's go ahead and sub in Davis right there, and then let's just come out in your standard cover 3 because I just want to show you guys why I like this setup. And you're gonna see me using it in game, but it all just depends on what kind of coverage they're playing because it really does a great job of busting all coverages. Honestly, you just have to look for the read that's open. Now you might be wondering what setup that is. So the setup I was telling you about, so I'm gonna spy these 2 just so I can have a tiny bit of time in the pocket. So what you want to do is take square, put them on a slant, and then you want to take this corner route and then motion it across. Now the great thing about this is that it's going to beat every single zone coverage, so you can have square, X, or look at triangle. So that's the only thing. Sometimes you're going to run out a bit of a time. So if you have time to drift in a pocket, that triangle route is going to get open versus every single coverage. They're going to have to zone drop to actually play that because it will beat match coverage because this is actually a man-beating slant route. So when you motion it over, it's actually a man-beating post route right here. And it does a really great job because this slant is actually going to push back those hook zones. This drag is actually going to pull down either the curl flats or purples, that's standard. And what's going to happen is you're going to have this nice little gap right here that you can actually attack. And that's going to be true with every single coverage. And what's cool about this play too is that this running back route is actually going to settle up right here. It's going to pull down any of the purples or clouds. And you'll actually be able to kind of have this slant over the top right there a lot of times too. Or you can actually check this down if you just want a nice little quick read. So I could have just checked it down. So that's why I do love that play. I don't want to go into anything else dealing with that play. Quickly, I just want to show you this read counter basket. It's kind of weird. Notice the read man. So it's kind of hard to read him. So notice how right there, it kind of looks funny. So he's going to actually pull up, and when he pulls up, you're actually going to want to keep the ball with your quarterback. I know in the gameplay I actually messed this up, but kind of watch him. So notice how he pulls up, and under normal circumstances for a normal read option, you'll actually give this to the running back, but he's actually pulling up for the running back. So the correct thing to do is actually take this ball and go this way. That's how you tell I'm not used to keeping. I'm supposed to go the other way, but like I said, it's actually kind of weird. So I want to say go in practice mode and actually practice this. So I'll show you one more time so you can know what to look for. So let's see. So notice how he takes the running back, and then we actually want to go and take it outside. But you can also give the ball. So if you're ever not sure, just press X to hand the ball off. If you're not sure, because worst thing can happen is just you'll pick up like 2, 3, 4 yards. That's literally the worst case scenario. So show you one more time because it's pretty consistent though. They normally always take the running back, so normally you're always gonna be able to keep with your quarterback, and sometimes you can actually turn up in the hole, of course pick up some extra yards. Like I said, this scheme is great with Lamar Jackson. So one more time, then we'll get into gameplay just to kind of show you guys. So notice how we go here, and then notice how now we have a little gap, but let's go on and dive right into this gameplay. So as y'all know, this offense is extremely overpowered because like I said, Lamar Jackson, he's fast, shifty, everything like that, escape artist. Then we have Marquise Brown, we have Devin Duvernay, Rashad Bateman, Sammy Watkins. All of them have 90+ speed. So we're talking about 4 90+ speed receivers, plus we have the ability to run all these different run plays that have halfback base, inside zone, read option, even a base option basically. And else this circle play, like I said, it's the best. It's one of the best stop plays in Madden. So right there, my thought process, I was actually trying, I know you guys might have seen that gap. Now if I probably had somebody like not Patrick Mahomes, probably somebody like a A-Rod, I probably would have been able to get the pass that I was looking for, where you could split the safety and that little hook defender right there, but didn't get the animation I wanted. He actually did end up going to score, so I actually decided to run the same play because I had the running back route wide open. I just wanted X to see if I could fit it. As you can tell right there, we are going to go ahead and hit it. Now I'm not sure if he's actually a D-line user or if he's just getting accidentally clicked on his lineman at this point. So basically how I'm moving forward is understanding that he might be slow on his adjustments, which means that whatever coverage I see, that's probably the coverage show that he's playing, like that true cover 3, true cover 2, whatever that is, because he keeps getting on his defensive lineman. Now this is the setup I just gave you guys, so kind of watch what I have. So notice I had square. I've been had square. I just threw X for whatever reason. And normally I like this play because you kind of create like a little flood concept in the middle, and it's gonna do a great job of kind of making the user stay honest. But since he's not usering anybody, it kind of threw me for a loop because he's actually just seems like he's actually just trying to do a Chris Jones thing, where people, how people get on Chris Jones and just throw the lineman out the way. I'm actually glad they fixed it because that was a huge problem in Madden 21, and I believe Madden 20 that was a problem too, where people just get on Chris Jones and you literally had, even if you double team them, they'll do like an animation where he'll just like split the double team and just immediately sack you basically. And it was, I ain't gonna lie, it was so ag because the Chiefs were really great in Madden 21 and extremely good in Madden 20. So it was just, it was tough, man. I used to hate playing them type of players who would just literally stay on Chris Jones, do like a little, bull rush animation where they just throw the person. It was absolutely wild, but it seems like they actually slowed that down a whole lot. But yeah, you can tell with this offense, man, you can really just dominate, honestly. Like, so right here, I thought he was gonna play cover 2 again, but he played cover 3. So I was like, okay, well if he's gonna play cover 3, then this setup will actually be perfect. So this is just another variation. You can tell R1 still gets open, and also do not sleep on that square route. I hope you guys have been peeping it. That route gets open a lot against cover 3, and like I said, it's really just because it gives the opponent too much to worry about, because they have to worry about the running back, they have to worry about square, they have to worry about the crosser if it goes all the way across. So it's a lot. So this right here is another one of my favorite setups because X is going to do a great job normally of getting open versus any hook zone type of defenders. And if the user's in that middle, then we're basically making an outside read between the flat route and that little out route. So it's a lot of unique combos that you can put together with this. And honestly, this is actually one of my favorite offenses to run that I just don't really run. I believe, who's his name? K-Mac, yeah. So K-Mac is actually the one that I actually seen get popularized by. But this was like, what was that, Madden 20? Because I used to follow his channel a lot back then, but I haven't really seen him post. I mean, I know he posts, but I just don't see it on my feed anymore. But when I used to see him, he used to always run spread wide flex and do like the little CFLs type of videos. That's where I actually liked doing CFLs, when I saw him doing it, and I seen how, he was engaging, and I liked what I seen. So I was like, okay, I want to make my own CFL. So that's like when I started CFL. But back in the day, I was actually running wide off trips Pats, which I think is still a really great formation. I'm still hesitant about putting out some stuff on it, man. I know I hold it true to me, even though I don't run it no more. But it's just the fact that, like, I don't know, maybe nostalgia, maybe, to where I just feel like, you know what, this is my offense, because I have a lot of unique setups that I do. I put out a couple of my unique setups, and like I said, eventually I plan on getting into giving you guys everything on U-Trips. I don't know, I just still hold it dear to me, because I still have yet to see people use the setups I use on certain plays, so That's kind of why. Now right there, I actually called that play up in case he was using a linebacker, but he was not using nobody, which was really surprising to me. So you can tell 7-7, we actually did get the ball back, and we're gonna go down here and look to put some more points on the board. So right here, I'm kind of figuring out, it looks like man coverage to me. So what I'm thinking is I put him on a drag in case he's shading over the top, and then X is going to do a great job of winning against man coverage. So I'm really looking between triangle and X because I know he's not using nobody. So right there, I seen X, but I actually missed my running back read, and I didn't even notice that he didn't even have a person on him. So definitely missed that read right there. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And honestly, it's been a while since I played a D-line user, so it's kind of still just kind of, because a lot of my setups involve making a user choose. And so when you play somebody with a defensive line who plays a defensive line, you're basically dealing with the CPU and coverage. So right there, I noticed he actually played on the safety for one of the first times, and I wanted to see what coverage show he ran with that, and he did cover 2. So my thought process here is, okay, if he wants to play with a deep half with cover 2, for one, you have to have a really good user to use that, because you have to keep in mind of this style of play. This exact play right here is what you have to keep in mind of, because this is going to be the hardest play for a user to have to guard if they're using a cover 2 side cornerback. Because why? Especially to the opposite side, because circle's going to look like he does a streak, and about time you realize it's a post coming across the middle, you already got beat over the top. So that's why you have to be extremely disciplined if you're going to use their safety and cover 2. So definitely not something everybody can do for sure. So you see right there, we did get the nice big hit, and we are going to scoop, and somehow Patrick Queen got caught by alignment, but you know, it's it's Madden 22 logic. But hey, anyway, so right here, this is another setup I like too. So we're going to take triangle, put him on a drag, and then we're just going to go and motion them across to make them think we're doing another play. And it's basically just going to be a backside read. So we have X. So right here, look at the pocket presence. We're going to go and roll out the pocket. Basically, we'll step up and out the pocket. That's one of the best things you can actually do with Lamar Jackson, is step up and step out. Because if you go back, he actually did have a quarterback contained. But it's Lamar Jackson, so you're going to be able to get outside of that pocket, which is actually a really hard thing to stop. You probably would have to put a spy, and then as soon as the person steps out the pocket, well, up, and it starts to go out, you'd have to send him. So I don't know why he ran commit right there. It actually surprised me for half a second, because I was like, why is he blitzing this many people? And I was like, oh, he ran commit. I don't know if it was an accident, maybe, you know, I'm not sure what's going on with that. But right there, you can tell he tried to throw something on the out route. I don't know what it was, some type of out route. We were all over with our user. So at this point, I'm not really worried about it, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this game. Like I said, had I blabbed that little read counter bash, I actually would have kept him on my quarterback. But like I said, worst case scenario, you normally pick up about 3-4 yards, because these fight forward animations are absolutely crazy. But right here, I'm thinking this is man coverage, and I noticed that I really ran out of time. I could have called a timeout, but like I said, I wasn't really worried about it. I already had my mind made up. I was throwing an X no matter what. And maybe if I waited half a second, I would have for sure threw a pick. But I think because I threw it when I did it, they just kind of threw it out of bounds. But he definitely should have had a pick there, because I was just throwing it up just for grabs, because I knew I got ball back. So right here, you can tell, well, I didn't get ball, but we ended up getting the ball back. So we're on the 1 yard line. He almost scored, but we got a clutch stop. And right here, we are just going to turn the ball up and just get pick up about, 6 yards or so. So like I said, the great thing about this offense, you can really just run the ball every play if you want to. Like I said, they even have the halfback counters, you can tell. So right here, I think this is just I give up defense, because this defense will never work, because there's just going to be too many things open, and you can tell right there, boom, we're going to hit that. Now, if this is Madden 20, that defense will be hard to stop, surprisingly. You might be looking at that and be like, well, how would that defense be hard to stop? But something like that on Madden 20, oh my God. Like, if somebody was coming free, you might as well just set the controller down, because they just did not let you get the ball out for nothing. And that's one thing I'm glad they fixed. Like, there's a lot wrong with Madden 22, but in a way, they have fixed a lot of stuff, So right here, I could have just burnt them with Devin Duvernay, but I wanted to kind of just see if I could get sticky and kind of play around with him. But got tackled, so I was like, okay, fine, gonna let me get sticky? All right, bet. So I was gonna flip the play and then actually have my corner ran from the other side with Marquise Brown, and I was like, I don't know who that is on Marquise Brown, but he is definitely not going to be able to guard him. So right there, you can tell we broke him off. And then, like I said, he's just not going to have any chance. Anthony Hitchens has zero chance. And this is just me being a little toxic, just to kind of hopefully make him quit, because I really didn't want to sit in the game for much longer. And watch this play right here. So watch the person that's over 57. So notice how he kind of comes here, and look at that. He's just literally just going to sit there, and I have a man in that particular gap. So that's what I mean when I say sometimes, like, this game is wild. Like, that's an example. I just want to throw that example in there of, because I know sometimes I don't show you guys much of defense, but a lot of times it's really stuff like that how I get scored on, where it's just like, okay, what could I have done about that? Sometimes people do, not saying people don't score on me, from having a good play or something, that definitely happens. it's frustrating when it's not the case, you know? Like, I would rather somebody cook up a dot and then, you know, I could be like, dang, okay, that was a great play, versus just something like that, you know, where it just looks like you just went and drew something up and, you know, gave EA like $50 and it said, here, I need a touchdown or something like that, you know? So right here, look at the stick work, you know? I think I should have hesied though. I remember when I was running the ball, I was like, oh, I should have just stopped. I think if I would have stopped and you know, it kept going, I think I would have had that. But anyways, 2nd and 1 right here. So like I said, the good thing about this is that it's really hard for somebody to guess what you're doing because there's so many things you could do. So right there, another setup like you've seen, I like to take X and just put them on a simple slant. And what that's going to do is make it almost impossible for you to zone blitz, because I have somebody immediately attacking the middle of the field and I have a running back that's attacking a short route. So it's really just putting you at a huge disadvantage for blitzing. And one thing I will say about him, he's been switching up his defense every time. Well, not every time, but mostly every time. And like I've told you guys in the past, I have a huge amount of respect for people who actually switch up their defense. Because like I said, you have a lot of people who just live and die by one defense. Like, if you shred their defense, they're not changing it. If you know, if they're boxing you, they're not changing. So like, no matter what happens, they're not going to change their defense. And so I have respect for people who actually like to try different things. Right there, I really wanted triangle so bad, but I ended up just going with circle because it was going to be wide open. But yeah, if his user's not there, I was definitely throwing triangle. I already told myself, if his user's not there, I'm throwing it 100%. So he did right by actually running back there. But I probably would have threw a pick though, because that safety, I believe that was the cover 3 corner that actually turned around and ran with it too. So that's why that circle route was wide open. So right here, like I told you guys, X is a nice little play outside the pocket. But if you users on X, then a lot of times you can make that backside flood concept read that you see me roll out to. But we got it under pressure inaccurate, and that's some things that, you know, unfortunate. My boy Lamar, man, they messed over my little boy Lamar. He should be able to throw under pressure. I see him do it all the time in real life. All right, I didn't say all the time. Now that would have been a little cap, but you know, I like to think that. But look at triangle. I would have had triangle, but then R1. Actually, I seen him sitting open. Ooh, with the little stick work. See, I could get sticky sometimes, man. I can't do it all the time, but I got a little stick in the tank. No, wait, no homo. I don't know. That sounded a little awkward. I ain't mean it like that, bro. But anyways, 1st and 10. And right here, we're going to just do the halfback screen. And like I said, it's cool too when you don't actually motion them. I find it works a little better if you just let them sit sometimes. But if you have like somebody like CMC where you can actually playmaker him up the field, then I think that's actually the best way to do it. So right here, I just wanted to test it out again. But like I said, I was trying to just make sure it was accurate. But I believe he ran commit. I'm not sure. I just seen a lot of people blitz, so I'm not sure exactly what he was doing with that. But basically, it's about to just be the last play right here. Yeah, so all in all, I mean, he wasn't just the best opponent for sure, but I decided to actually allow this video to be out because this is the one where I got to showcase the plays, you know. So that's all I care about. Like, I'm not worried about winning. I'm not worried about blowing people out. I'm not worried about having, you know, these close, sweaty games. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. What I'm worried about is actually giving you guys, you know, the setups and showing you how they work in actual game. That's literally all I care about. Not worried about anything else. So this is actually the last play of the game right here. So, you know, basically last play of any game, anytime somebody's losing, they're just going to chunk the ball up to Tyreek Hill, of course. And we actually do force it to come down with the pick. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, though. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.